Hello everybody, welcome back. C-Ray Tech here. Today I've got a new build for you. I'm pretty excited to show you. I've been working on it for the last couple days. Actually, it's been a work in progress for some time now, but I finally had some time and was able to get it together. So, I'm sure you guys have asked yourself this. Um, does C-Ray Tech ever fly brushless drones? Does he even know what a brushless drone is? All I ever see is brush drones on his channel. Well, I have something to admit. Brushless drones for me have been sort of intimidating. I unfortunately have a very shaky hand. I'm not the greatest at soldering, so a lot of the smaller solder points I have issues with. But I said, you know what? I need to conquer this and I need to get my 65 Pro back up and running. And I really want to, throw it on the 83mm frame that I had purchased. I've got videos. I'll throw cards up for both of those. So, yeah, here it is. Specs right here. So this thing is a little bit of a hybrid. I'm using the guts from the Beta 65 Pro. So that's got an Omnibus F3 flight controller. This is on a 16mm by 16mm form factor. It's got a BLHeli ESC, 4-in-1 ESC. I think I'm running D-Shot 300 on it right now. This one's a 6 amp, so this build's running on 2S. I'm using the stock camera that came with it, the VM275T, or as BetaFPV calls it, the H01. And I found that the DM002 canopy fits this perfect. It's insane. It's like a match made in heaven. All I did was I just put a couple dabs of hot glue on it so that way I could just kind of keep it there for now during testing. I had some issues with this thing at first, holy moly. First thing was getting orientation figured out because for whatever reason that's always puzzled me, but I finally figured it out. So because the original frame, which let me see if I can find it here, the original frame was orientated like this, and you'll see that the new frame, its orientation is shifted. So once this was all said and done, I got my orientation situated, and I had to do 180 flip on it because of the way that the flight controller is mounted in there, and then also a 35-degree yaw change so that way I could have it set correctly. Now, at first I thought it would be 45 degrees, but I don't know. It wouldn't work until I set to 35. If anybody can explain that, I would love to hear or read your comments because I'm still kind of puzzled by it. So once I got the orientation all set up and I was able to get it motor direction all set up, which I had to make some changes in BLHeli configurator to get that going. So if you guys have questions about that, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to make a video because I know that I found a couple videos out there, but the way I ended up figuring out how to do it really was pretty easy and it was really helpful. So let's see what else. Oh yeah, this thing drifted so bad. I'd have to be full pitch forwards after a few inputs in order to get it to hover. I found that was due to vibrations. So what I ended up doing is I'm soft mounting the flight controller right now. What I did was I used, these are all nylon standoffs and screws. And I used, on one of the nylon screws, I'll use a metal screw to show you it as an example, is above the flight controller I have a hard plastic spacer. Let's see if I can focus this. Sorry for this. There we go. So you got a little hard plastic piece here. And then I put the flight controller between it, and then I'm actually using one of the rubber grommets that you get with most of your Whoop frames. So once I put this between them, all of the issues that I was having with drift was gone, and the thing flies great, hovers perfectly. I've been doing a lot of my testing in auto level mode just because the thing was so squirrely at first. But yeah, I'm really impressed. I'll have some flight footage coming up here in a few seconds. So you guys can check it out in action. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to leave me a comment. But I wanted to touch on the Beta 65S frame kits giveaway. If you didn't see the video, I'll have a card up in the top for that, so you guys can check that out. I'll put it right over here. I'm doing the drawing for that, so we'll find out who the winner is on the 31st, which is Halloween. So that's next Tuesday. And just as a reminder, with the kit, you will get a 65mm frame. You'll get a battery tray. Oops, sorry, it's a little squished in there. You'll have to mod the frame. I'm not going to do it for you. Sorry, guys. You'll get the 17,500 kV 7mm by 16mm motors. And you will also get a set of props. So check that out. Check that video out. To enter, all you got to do is share the video, and then make sure that you put a link to where you shared it in a comment. Once you're done, then that's all you got to do to enter. So there's still a few more days to enter, so definitely do that. I have been getting a lot of feedback about the Cyclops 3 by TurboWing, and I really appreciate all the comments and being able to speak with you guys about it. I do apologize for all of my issues trying to be able to show you guys the latency. I was really unsure exactly how to go about that, and I know my first couple attempts were a tad bit misleading, but I hope that the most recent video that I put up will clarify all that. But yeah, enough rambling for me today. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to leave me a comment. Like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. And stay tuned for the flight footage coming up. And as always, fly safe and fly often.
Brian Little.